Hi, this is Randy Rice of Rice Consulting Services and riceconsulting.com. I'm doing a little series here on just some basic testing concepts and principles that form the basis and the foundation for what we do in software testing. And these principles are fairly universal and they can be applied to a lot of situations, and they also help us understand why we do what we do in software testing. So the principle that I want to talk about briefly here is the idea that defects tend to cluster. And what we mean by that, and perhaps you've seen this before, that if you're testing a piece of software and you find a defect or a failure, you may want to look around it because there's probably some similar ones that may be nearby, either in terms of functionality or code location or those kind of things. Now, I don't know that this occurs in all situations or not, but I think one of the reasons that it happens is because people fall into patterns of making mistakes. And so I know as a developer, sometimes I would forget to leave off the delimiter of a line of code sometimes, and it would cause a defect. And so I would always have to go back through and be very careful that I put that delimiter in. But if you've had a short night of sleep and you're kind of going on fumes and you've worked a lot, you may fall back into some of these patterns. It could also be just bad habits that it is encoding, or it could be maybe a basic misunderstanding of what something is supposed to do. Well, the significance of this principle that defects do tend to cluster, not always cluster, but they tend to, is that it allows us to do some intelligent sampling. So if you can kind of map the functionality of the thing that you're testing, and you can see, wow, we've had high failure rates in area A versus a very low failure rate in area B, you may want to start sampling more in area A. And in fact, as you sample in area A, you may want to sample the kinds of tests that have shown failures in the past, and you may find that you find a lot more productive failures there, a lot more good information that you can report, a lot more defects that you can investigate. So anyway, that's the principle for today, that defects tend to cluster. If you want to learn more about stuff like this, come to my website, riceconsulting.com. Thanks a lot for watching.